Snuff Magee and friends. Here we go.
All right, Snuff Magee and friends, developers in the dungeon. I am Snuff Magee, joined by
MelTheLipStickDiva.
Naquetta Mitchell.
And I am Miss TP.
And I'm the one and only Miss Tink.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Great. Awesome.
All right.
Well.
I'm here.
Snuff Magee and friends are available on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. They're also available on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, and Breaker. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year again.
This is the last time I will say. What's today's date? Today is the 29th.
I was going to say, you're a little late for that.
Well, I'm just normally after MLK Day I don't do it, but I haven't seen y'all this year. So anyway,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
how's 2023 been for y'all so far?
A roller coaster.
Yeah.
If you got teenagers, you understand.
A roller coaster in 29 days.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dive into that later. How about you, Miss TP?
I'm surviving.
Surviving?
It could be worse.
Okay, Miss Mitchell.
It's all good for me.
Okay, we got Mel.
Child. She on my wave. My 2023 going like Bobby and Whitney, whole relationship and marriage. Marriage?
You want Coke?
Not ready to say.
I'm sorry. The views of Snuff Magee do not represent Snuff Magee and friends. I'm sorry.
He's a different couple.
I just
The
talk
views
about
of
the
him don't
craziness.
represent
I
his
ain't
show.
talk about the narcotics behind it.
Okay.
The craziness behind the relationship? Just it's a whirlwind. Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, this is an all women's panel today. This is first for me. So I feel as if I'm still gonna win this episode. But
I was about to say, you feel intimidated?
I don't feel intimidated.
You sure?
I really don't. Maybe Miss Mitchell, that's about it.
She's like, why me?
Why is that?
Nah, but I think we have a lot of fun today. We'll keep it short and sweet. Miss TP is our first time on the show. I know it's going. Are you nervous?
I'm not.
Okay. We haven't started yet, but let's get there. Introduce yourself, Miss TP, or you want Miss Tink to do it for you?
This is my big sis. Okay.
Big sis.
Yes, and she's one of the people that you need to know her. If you don't know her, you need to know her.
All right, tell me why I need to know her.
Because she does a lot for the community and just helping others, period. So that's somebody that you need to know.
Okay.
So you can help the community too.
And she thinks very highly of you because I told Tink that I wanted to do an all women's show, and she name dropped you real fast.
Oh.
Real fast.
Without a thought.
She had my back. That's my little sister.
Okay.
And she said I do a lot of stuff in the community. I like to give. I like to help people, strangers, families, all of that. I'm just a people person in general. I like to see smiles on kids' faces, children's faces, family faces. So I do a lot with kids. I'm the owner of Capsitic Characters. If y'all don't know what that is, it's an entertainment company where we go out with characters. I have 42 characters. I started back 10 years ago. My daughter turned 16. I started with one character, Hello Kitty. Went through the year with one character. Now I'm blessed with 42 characters. I go visit the children's hospital and the kids that's sick. If somebody reach out to me, I go visit the hospital, take them gifts. I do breast cancer events, back to school drives, giveaways, Easter egg hunts. Last year I gave 200 Easter baskets away to the community. So yes, I am the community.
Wow.
Yes, I love and she's a podcaster.
Yes, I also have a show.
Tell us about your podcast.
Sidekick Kickback with my broke best friend, which is Ray Tink's 5-year-old daughter. And we have a podcast called Sidekick Kickback.
So how did that come about? What decided you do a podcast with a 5-year-old?
One day we was taking Christmas pictures with the Grinch. Me and her walked the food line. She said, "You know what?" She said, "Miss Perry," because I'm her school teacher as well.
Okay.
She said, "God placed you in my life for a reason." And I turned around and looked at her like, "This is a 4-year-old."
She been here before.
She had to. And I said, "Why you say that, Ray?" She said, "Because you're my sidekick and I'm your broke best friend, and we were meant to be together." So the lady was like, "How old are you again?" She said, 4. She said, "Repeat what you said." So she repeated it again. So we were still walking through the day. She said, "Y'all need to be recording her. She need to be on YouTube somewhere." I said, "You know what? You got an idea. I'm ready to go back to her mom and tell her mama we need to go live with this. People need to see this 4-year-old talk about God." And it went from there.
So how many episodes so far?
We have done 4 interviews.
Okay.
It's not including Santa Claus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't put Santa Claus. Santa Claus was just like a rough draft to see how she'll do.
Uh-huh.
That's the only time she didn't fall. because she got this
She
little
falls
thing that she
every
fall every interview.
session,
So
everyone.
is Snuff Claus coming this year in December?
Snuff Claus?
Yeah, Snuff Claus.
Yeah. You want to be Snuff Grinch? I need a Grinch.
Am I more
We do
a
it
Snuff
all.
Claus or Snuff Grinch? What do you think?
Grinch.
Grinch.
If
No,
you
you
know
right. From
Huh?
just
Heavy
meeting
on.
you, I wouldn't say that. I would say you a Snuff
See?
Claus.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
he haven't
Lord.
shown me nothing.
Give
He
it
haven't showed me
5
that
more
yet.
minutes.
Well, we got 11 months to determine that. So
Look at Mel like, he
He
might
make
need,
it.
So-
he might need his own character.
I'm one of the people that I try to learn people first. I don't let people tell me.
Oh,
show
you
me that.
gonna learn? He gonna
So
definitely let
right
you
now
learn.
he's showing me that he's good on the good side.
yeah, but we're cordial. It's only been 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, no, I said give him 5 more minutes.
Well, like I said, we got 11 months to determine if I'm Snuff
Turn that
Grinch or
corner.
Snuff Claus.
Turn that
So
corner real quick.
we'll see
So that
that.
means you'll get in the costume. You'll dress up for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, I'll Snuff Claus it up. I'll do that.
You gonna do the whole thing and everything too.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we got 11 months. I might have to be the Grinch. So then, I had to find that green
In that
outfit.
position,
He would more than likely
available.
be qualified for the Grinch position.
So, Sidekick Broke Best Friend, is it available only on YouTube, or how do people find you?
This is massive.
YouTube, my assistant, they really think I work for them.
Mhm.
I tell them once a week, I do not work for neither one of them.
But she makes sure
Neither
we
one of
straight.
them, but I do. So they're on Instagram. They go live across Instagram and Facebook, and then we cross post to YouTube.
Okay.
So every time they do an interview, it's usually like 15, 20 minutes because it's kids. You know what I'm saying? So because my daughter done walked off before, so in the middle. So
Which is
She
normal
done,
for
she done.
4-year-old that won't
Right.
sit still for a long time.
She'll walk off on Snuff Claus, you think?
She will.
Yeah.
She
As long
probably.
as she don't kick or anything like that,
no,
I'll be good with that.
She might fight you, but that depends on what you do to her. So I don't know. But they also
Are
they're
you
about to
interested
be-
in coming on to do an interview with us? Is that what you're asking?
I said Snuff Claus. That's
right.
what I
Okay, we're gonna
said.
put you
No, they
there.
wanted to put Snuff Magee on there.
Over Snuff Claus? I think Snuff Claus
Well,
might be
Snuff
better
Claus ain't gonna be
for the
till December.
4-year-old. I
No, we're
think.
trying to get you on that now.
Yeah.
People want to know.
Who you are, what you do.
Okay, we'll talk after the show. Yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate that.
But they're about to do a talent show and
We doing an autism fashion show and
Mhm.
a special needs
talent
talent
show.
show.
So where's that gonna be located?
It's 2 different places, 2 different dates. March 18th is the fashion show for the artistic kids at the Robinson Theater, and then we having a fashion show as well. That location has not been announced yet.
Okay.
And Ray will be hosting the talent show.
The talent show. She's the co-host for
Yep.
the talent show.
Got a lot going on.
We're gonna get her out there.
Mm-hmm.
She's a special kind of 5-year-old,
Mhm.
and she need to be heard and seen.
No, we know who our mama is. So, speaking of which, Miss Tink, tell us about Raw Talent.
What about it? Which one? Everything's raw talent.
Everything's Raw Talent. I feel as if you're coming
Because
from
we
right now, Tink.
unfuckwittable.
There
Okay.
she go again, stealing my words. There she go, stealing my words. The poetry, you been writing?
No, I actually haven't been writing my poetry, but I am working on 2 novels to be released this year.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, how many novels is that now with those 2?
I don't really count them separate from the poetry books. I got 12 published already total between poetry and novels. So, trying to make it 14 by the end of 2020.
So, I mean, what's your motivation? What, like, is it just
My
life
motivation-
experiences to get you writing, or did it just come to you? What?
Not necessarily. It's just unlocking my mind and getting inside my mind and outside of myself, if that makes sense as a writer. You know, when you get inside your head too much, you can't write, if that makes sense.
So, when did you really first start writing down, like poetry, whatever?
When I was 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
So what, about 30 years ago?
You count?
No, I'm
numbers?
just. Hold on. I'm getting older now. My
I'm
age.
asking numbers, nigga.
Nah, my age. My
I'm
age.
25. That's all you need to know.
My age
I'm
is not the
25.
same.
I'm 25. That's it, and that's all.
That's what it is.
So 11 years ago.
Okay.
It
Hey,
was 11
Prince.
years ago.
He was tagged.
Mhm.
Tag Prince. Shout out Jay
tag
Prince.
Prince.
Shout out Jay Prince.
He tuned in though.
So we got a wedding date.
Yeah, it's August 25th, 2023.
I mean, everybody doesn't know. I mean, I know. I'm just putting it out there for everybody else to talk
August
about it.
23rd.
I will be there kicking stuff over. But
Huh?
Oh wow! I knew you was gonna say it.
I will.
I knew she was gonna say. She told everybody that she gonna kick stuff over my wedding.
you know, you got that
She
one
not a
sister that's not in the wedding, so you gotta,
She not
just
a
kick-
bridesmaid,
just
so
kick
she can go
some-
kick
just
all that
kick
stuff
some
over at my
I told her to
wedding.
take somebody dress or
Oh,
something.
so she's not.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
How big is the bridal
We
party?
got 24 people already
Oh, Lord.
in the bridal party.
So she didn't make the top
I ain't make the cut.
24.
Mm-mm. That's okay. 'Cause me and Sidekick gonna cut up today.
Yeah.
All my
I'm with
sisters
you.
didn't make the top cut, so
I'm not them though, so I don't understand. It's no
So
explanation for what
24
you did.
people and all your sisters didn't make it?
no.
Wow.
All cousins, or
Oh Lord.
That's how we gonna put her up for adoption.
Mm.
Okay. She gonna be on the milk carton.
Moving on.
Please move past that time.
No,
We'll come back to it. Like I said, it's a 4-piece today, so I'm trying to spread the love
Press,
around.
wing, leg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So
You heard it?
who's the thigh? Who's the thigh?
They gotta figure that out. Between them.
Okay.
Miss Mitchell, how you been doing? It's been a
good.
while.
It's
It's
been
been
a
a while.
minute.
What is this? This is 3 or 4 now.
Yeah, I think
It's-
it's my 4th one.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a frequent flyer. Frequent
A
flyer on the
rookie in
show.
the game?
I'm usually on the political
Oh,
topic
you got
ones.
you got
Yeah.
Political.
Yeah, we gonna be political today. We're gonna get a little ratchet, I guess. Not saying that y'all are ratchet, but I feel as if some of the conversations we're gonna have are gonna be borderline that.
Child.
But before we get to that, tell us about NAACP.
I represent the one that's covering Hopewell and Colonial Heights.
Mm.
As
Now,
you know.
tell us about your title.
I am currently the president of the NAACP.
Hey,
for Hopewell and
sis,
Colonial
yes.
Heights.
Big congratulations for that.
Yes.
Thank you kindly.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you kindly. So, as y'all know, we are the oldest and boldest civil rights movement in this country. So, we are doing the work. I'm excited to be in this position because we get to do more work locally and hopefully be able to partner with our local officials and our elected officials and, be of assistance to the community.
Good connection. Networking.
Now I'm gonna direct this. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna direct this to both of you all, Miss TP and Naquetta. Being a community activist, time management. How are you managing the time between doing that and everything else going on with your life, like work wise?
I suck. Being completely honest, I mean, today just alone, I had to do mom duty. So my 12-year-old plays ball. I'm coming directly from her game. Then I found out I was supposed to be at Virginia State because there's a new cohort of John Mercer Langston Institute of African Political Leadership that kicked off today. I was supposed to be there to speak. Did not see the email until I was literally driving here. And my best friend, her son's 2nd birthday is right now. So it's a never ending cycle. Like, you never are able to hit every mark, at least in my world. I'm a single mom, so I'm juggling, like constantly juggling.
Are y'all getting 8 hours sleep, or is that
I don't.
that's crazy?
I can't remember the last time I got 8 hours of sleep.
The only difference with mine and hers, I have kids in dance.
Mm-hmm.
I work full time, but I manage my time. I spread it out then, and I organize.
And then she assigned tasks.
Yes, I do. Because you have to. You have to,
Yeah.
Miss President. You have to.
Absolutely.
And also, you have to write it down. Even though you get emails, write stuff down, put it in your memo pad. You gotta get more organized. So it's 2023. We getting organized. In 2023.
Yes, we are trying our best.
Planning. I need to get better at that myself. I
Just
just know.
get your assistant. Just get your assistant.
I mean, you got Tink. I would try to get Tink, but it seems like you got
She
to
just
lock
pointed
down.
me though.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
that
I
new
really admire what you all do. Like, I feel like just to be able to just on social media, you're always on the go. You're always doing things, and I know that I need my sleep. I don't know how y'all are doing it. I know the community loves what you all are doing. I just want to know what your drive is. What drug are y'all on that's keeping y'all
my drive
moving?
is just because I know at the end of the day, the people, the smiles of the people, that what gives me the energy. Because even with my breast cancer event, I didn't think it was gonna be that big. However, I had 5 teams of women out there playing for breast cancer. We probably had over 300 people out there.
Yes.
Like, when I looked up, they was even trying to get cars towed because they had been parking way down 2 blocks where they weren't supposed to be parked at. But just seeing the people, the smiles, the honorees, I honored 4 women and gave them gifts, showered them, gave them flowers while they can, smell them. Just to look up and see the smiles on their faces just made me, I stayed up that whole night. After I had a long day, I still had energy to stay up just to go on social media to see everybody tagging us and saying how good of an event it was and how much good time they had. So that gives me a drive just to see the people smile.
So, relationship wise, how was that with you all doing all this stuff with the community? are y'all able to live just have a good relationship, social life, or is it just your time with that and being a mom, working? It takes a lot out of that.
So for me, I work a 9 to 5.
Mhm.
I am the president of the NAACP for Hopewell and Colonial Heights.
Mhm.
I have my own nonprofit, Women of Endurance. I am on 3 boards, locally and on a state level. So when it comes down to really me having my time, it's usually ate up by different things. When you're doing community work, you're on call.
Mhm.
Contrary to popular belief, you can plan all day, but
Right.
if I have a single mom who's about to get put out of the hotel that she lives in, yeah, I got to get up and get on that. Or if I have a murder in a local park in the city that I serve, I got to go out there and reach out to the mom, find out what happened, get with the police department, be able to navigate those worlds. So when it comes down to just me having my time, it's rare, but I do find the time when I watch like some of my favorite shows or go out for brunch with girlfriends.
That's
But
not
Well, yeah,
dating.
but you have to find time because guess what? Them people still gonna be there when your kids need you. You need yourself first, so you have to be motivated for yourself and be motivated for them people.
absolutely.
You have to be focused
Oh yeah.
for and have a mental of your own to say this is what I'm gonna do for. So you have to take a day for yourself.
But isn't it always
Even if it's
isn't
one
it
day.
hard being the strong one all the
It
time?
Yes,
is. It
and
is.
It
I
is.
was gonna
It's a
say
lot
too,
But I
easier.
will
I
say
was
that's
gonna
to throw God in there. I do pray. And
Yeah.
I be like, pray God,
Yeah.
give me the strength because this is XYZ going on, but I need my A, B, and C for myself.
Mhm.
So you gotta take some time for yourself or it's gonna get draining and overwhelming and
Oh yeah. I've suffered from burnout.
yeah. It
So
will
yeah,
burn you out.
it
It
can be a
will.
lot, but I also know that the assignments that I am on are from
For
God.
God, that's
Mhm.
right.
Right.
And
So
I
He
believe that.
restores me every
Yeah.
time that I start getting weary.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
So to answer your question, we pray.
Yeah.
God, without God, we couldn't do it. I know for myself, without God, I couldn't do it.
Absolutely.
Because I look back now and be like, Lord, how did some people with the stuff that I do, somebody couldn't walk in my shoes when it's in an hour.
Absolutely.
They just give up. Even with me being this floor supervisor at a daycare, I work 6 to 6. I have a
Right.
job. I work 6 to 6. I have dance on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for my kids.
Mhm.
My daughter plays soccer. I have a son that plays semi-pro soccer, so I'm here, there, everywhere. But I take that one time to pamper myself or be there for myself, even if it's just a mental break. If I just go in my room and sit on the bed and just woosah,
Absolutely.
you have to do that. But nobody can do it with God.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of add to that too because as mom, as manager, as CEO, as business owner, as entrepreneur, as community activist that we are, I've been hearing every single day since January 1st of this year. You have to pour into your own cup because the strong need that too.
Absolutely.
And that's what the message that I've been just hearing over and over and over again because you don't want to get to the point where you mentally break.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And even when we feel like, we take that minute to ourselves. Like for me, it's reading.
Right.
So like last year, I read 160 books. You know how many minutes you got to take to read 160 books,
Yes.
and then have multiple kids and multiple activities, multiple jobs, multiple
Absolutely.
titles. You know what I'm saying? But that 160 books wasn't enough for me last
Right.
year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even though I have a calling, even though I have a purpose, at the end of the day, my mental health, if I don't have that straight, then nothing else is going to matter. So it may not seem like a mental health situation.
Mhm.
And even though it may not feel like that, it can become that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I just say, like she said, in 2023, we're going to take some time
Absolutely.
for ourselves.
Yeah.
Even if we got to start organizing some
Girl,
girl
I'm gonna
lunches
take you.
or
I'm gonna
something.
take
You
you
know
to
what I'm
your
saying?
massage,
Like
baby.
some
I'm gonna
lunches
have
or
a spa day,
brunches
'cause
or,
You got a lot on your plate.
We're
Not
gonna have to
too,
do
but we're gonna
something.
get fed.
in
We're gonna get
2023,
fed,
sis, because that's important.
Amen.
Energy is everything. We all know health is wealth. Tell us about the book.
So the book that I was just a part of is called Secure. It's an anthology. It has 13 other women in it. This book is to help women on their journey to a life of stability. My portion was about my struggle that kind of launched me into the works that I'm doing now. And my chapter is called Sis, You Got This. Just encouraging women to understand that there is opportunity for you to come out on the other side. So I was super stoked about being able to do that. People have been telling me on social media for the longest, since I'm so transparent, that I need to start writing. So this was my first opportunity to get in. So I'm grateful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
And you just recently had a book signing?
Yeah, we had a big book signing at Stony Point at Sisters Boutique, which is a black-owned boutique by two amazing sisters, and it was all that and then some. I mean, just to see so many women come out and men. My big brother, Terrence Doctor, was there to see so many women come out and be able to see themselves in the chapters that we wrote and be able to start trying to consider a plan to get to the other side was more than you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Shout out Terrence Doctor. He's been on the show as well.
Yes, sir.
So how does it feel like? Was it kind of surreal? Like just at the signing, people bringing in books.
Absolutely, it was an out of body experience because for me, I mean, I've been telling y'all my business for years on the internet for free. So now for somebody to say, no, I want to pay you to tell me your business, it's like, okay, girl.
Me
like, let's do this. So it was awesome, but it is also eye-opening when a woman comes to you and it's like, I'm Naquetta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you really think in your world what you went through, there's probably nobody else who went through the struggle you did. So, for me, being a former military spouse and, me going through what I went through, when there's other military spouses that come to you and say, girl, like, I know the struggle, it hit different because when you watch these shows, Army Wives, everything's prim and proper.
Mm-hmm.
Great meals, husband loves you, you take off his boots, it's all magical. And for some of us, it wasn't like that at all. So I enjoyed it.
All right. Did you bring a copy today for Snuff?
I don't think I did. I think I have one in the
He's
truck.
special, sis.
It's okay.
I have
No,
one in the truck.
I'm willing. I'm
bought
game.
all my
I didn't
books
say
right
free.
around.
I bought all my books too.
Not in
Huh?
the
And
pocketbook,
t-shirts.
but it is in the truck, so I do have it.
Yes,
you
and
gotta
all
walk
right.
around with 'em.
Tink got all her books and t-shirts too.
Okay, and I'm paying. I got
Go ahead, I take
Can I
Square.
pay in liquor or?
No,
But
no,
you
baby.
can take it to. I take.
Well, how do we
EBT.
purchase?
My
it?
children-
I would like one.
Yeah, my children prefer cash.
Yeah,
Um,
I take Cash App,
all of my
Venmo,
proceeds go to my children, and they prefer cash.
PayPal.
They
you
do
know.
like Cash App,
Yeah.
PayPal here and there.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
about
But
EBT?
PayPal takes
They
something
like to
out.
eat.
They like EBT
Yeah.
also. So
The views of
you got
these
to
women
come
do
on.
not represent Snuff. The feds are always watching. They are always
We
watching.
directly
Hook me
represent
up.
Snuff
Buy
Magee.
food to the
Hook me
store
up.
so they can eat.
Come on now, these
Yeah,
kids
we
are
have to-
growing.
yeah.
Hook me
Okay.
up.
You know.
But for everybody
They
else,
got
how can they get a copy of your
Yes,
book?
anybody that would like a copy, I am on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram, you can find me at Naquetta Speaks, and on Facebook, you can find me at Naquetta Nakia.
Okay. And Snuff will get his copy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he will.
All right.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Amen.
It's yours.
And paid correctly.
Yes,
Cash App.
amen.
I'm sorry.
He
My
make the
daughter
bucks.
takes the payment, so she will get her coins. one
Right,
way or the
uh-huh.
other.
That's our
Lord.
assistant.
That's why she here.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's my
Bodyguard
muscle.
status.
That's my muscle.
she probably dropped 30 today, just like
The bag.
Okay.
Snuff Harden dropped 30. I told her she needed somebody on the team. I can go out there. I can
And
play a good.
with the kids.
A good 2 minutes.
He
What you
did. He
mean?
came
A
to
good
Ballin'
2
After
minutes?
Dark.
Yeah,
You've done Ballin' After Dark for us.
I bought
When
the
did,
kids.
when did he do it?
I want to see
Oh, it
this.
was
Did y'all
about.
record it?
It was
pre-COVID.
pre-COVID.
It was
Pre-COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
things have changed.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that had to be singing. Now.
Right. No, you heard me. I said 2
I
minutes.
didn't see that.
Well, see, it was pre-COVID, so I don't. The lungs may not be as good as it was.
Yeah. Come on
Pre-COVID.
now.
But I was out there.
He
I
was out
was
there.
getting it in.
Okay.
I got pictorial evidence on the internet. He was there.
She got the pictorial.
She got the highlights.
Pictorial.
She got the highlights. She ain't
Come
getting her
on,
game.
Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are highlights though. There are highlights.
All right.
There are.
Mel the Lipstick Diva, welcome back, Mel. Welcome back.
Hi.
You're on another side. I haven't seen you on that side of the bench before.
And
I'm being treated like a stepchild, y'all.
What you mean?
Got me all the way on the other side of the room.
No, I just want to try something different.
And I
can
ain't
we do
never been
that?
on this end either, Mel. You see how
And we
how
can
you
tell.
doing?
We can tell. We
You
can
know?
tell Tink hasn't been on that
So
end.
she keep hitting me.
Yeah, she.
Right.
That camera's
I know.
shaking like I don't even. We'll try to edit that out.
Oh,
Mel, tell us about a YouTube channel.
Don't do me.
Well, y'all know I'm Mel the Lipstick Diva, okay? I know a lot of people ask me, what is your YouTube channel about? And it's about me. I talk about celebrity gossip, that too. But really, it's about me and my crazy life and everything that goes on in it.
Tell me about GoPuff.
GoPuff, interesting. That is my part-time job. That's a job I've been making so much money with. But if you don't know what it is, it's several warehouses across the country. It's actually a guy that started the company. I think he went to Harvard or Ivy League College. I can't remember which one. But it started with them just on college campus because people wanted snacks. And he turned it into this $1 million business where he has his own warehouses that have snacks. You can get everyday essential items for your home, other things. And I, as a driver, I pull up to the warehouse, they drop it in my car, and I bring it to your door.
So when you say other things, I'm petty. I'm just saying. Elaborate, please.
I will just say this: you don't have to go in the store with your glasses and your hat on, and hide yourself when you want to go to the store for these things.
I love it. Must be condoms.
I love it.
Okay.
I completely understood.
Everything.
The kid is
as an adult, I completely understood it.
I mean, we're all adults. I just, for the viewers, they may not know.
We all
they
No,
may have
not.
wanted.
You was
They
asking
know
for
they may have wanted
You
more.
was asking for yourself.
No,
You want to go puff?
If they want to find out,
Are we all
Right.
adults here?
Nope.
Inbox mail should tell you.
You ran through them lines.
No, I didn't. I'm getting older now. The mind ain't as sharp as it used to be. Sometimes you guys got to be blunt with it.
I guess neither was in basketball skills.
They got to go to the YouTube channel, get her views
Yeah, they
up.
got to go to the YouTube.
They
I
want
don't even
more
say
info.
it there. I don't even say it there, but I
See?
just say, in others.
I mean, I wasn't the one who just blabbered out condoms or whatever. I mean,
Oh,
you said
wow.
with glasses or whatever. I mean, it could have been.
She did that very tastefully. You
she
just
did
took that
very
right
well.
away from
You
her.
did.
I didn't say it was tasteless. I just said that
Yikes.
she blurted it out. What you
Yikes,
mean?
man.
I'm just saying, you were tasteless.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
No.
sure she gets a lot of
He
customers.
forgot it was
I
four
just
women here and
I
just
wanted
him.
I wanted
And he don't know how to compete.
I wanted clarity. That was all.
Well,
Man
I will say this now. You can definitely download the app.
Mhm.
Now,
Absolutely.
being that we don't service this area, you can, just scan the products that we have, and so that if you're ever at someone's home in Richmond, or you can purchase.
Are any GoPuff items with you as of now?
Oh no, I mean,
Why
no.
would she have the
No,
items with her?
I am weak. No, I don't have any snacks with me.
I'm hungry. I might want.
You don't have
I'm not talking about the other thing. I'm
Right.
old. I want some
That meant
nabs.
so many different things.
I just wanted some nabs. I wanted
That
some
meant
snacks.
so
He
many
might need to
different
call the
things.
CEO to see if he has some GoPro
Right.
items with him.
Yeah. See, this what they do. See, I got 4 of them. They
Yeah,
coming for me
Help
today.
us, Lord.
That day.
Help us, Lord.
Listen,
Let,
come
let,
down
let,
and smack him on the back of his neck
Right.
and say, the Lord.
let me move on. So, Mel, you did have another video from a few weeks ago, and we're all are probably aware of this situation. I don't have all the details. All I have is social media, what I've been reading about it.
That's like news.
Yeah, so Joe Morrissey.
Oh, Lord.
So we all are aware who Joe Morrissey is, and his wife. I didn't know they weren't together anymore. I wasn't aware of that.
Why is that our
I
business?
won't either.
It's not our business.
Why is that our business?
But it was all on social media. He's a politician.
Yeah.
He's a politician.
We talked about that before. You know how I feel. People business is their business.
Listen, I am an advocate for it. Should have never hit the internet. I had no idea that they weren't together, but the said wife, because she's still a wife right now,
Mm-hmm.
she did expose some information. It was kind of like when which one of them presidents got exposed? Bill, yes, it was like a Bill Clinton moment, like all that. Like I want to see a movie now from the way that she put
And
those
they're gonna make
details
one.
out there.
And they're gonna make
Let me ask y'all this: why do y'all think she came out after the?
Because she couldn't come out during.
No, but
Well,
the thing is, she only came out because her current boyfriend apparently beat the child.
Yeah.
And again, these are all allegations. This is all from what we
It's
see on
allegations.
social media.
However, they do have if you go on there and look his name up, he is a military. They do have a open case against him.
Yeah, Mama should have been quiet until all of this was over and done. Trying to expose.
I agree.
Well, he has priors. Is that
No, he has. They are investigating, and she cannot see her kids right now because of the case. It was bruises on the child. They ain't just get on there from the pool. He was at the pool. He refused to take his clothes off.
Yeah, it was. She exposed that information, and then that's when the videos were put up where the police came to her home to retrieve the children.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. because everybody has, I think, kind of spoken their piece about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the people who was fully aware that the Morrisseys were separated. They
I
have
knew
been
too,
living
yeah.
two completely separate lives. If you have ever followed, I would say within the last 3 years, Mrs. Morrissey, you would know that they are no longer together. With that being said, I do not think people really take into consideration how difficult it is to leave your abuser, especially when your abuser is a man of power, especially when your abuser is a man of power that is of the Caucasian race. So things get tricky, and especially when the man of power that you are leaving is a lawyer in the state that is a commonwealth. So the game kind of changes when you're dealing with a big dog like that. So when it comes down to her leaving him, I think she's been trying to do it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with a man of power who is in politics, usually he's going to say to you, hold off, let me get through this election, and then we'll handle our business. They've gotten through that election. He's now trying to get another seat, possibly. So that kind of changes the game. So typically, in those predicaments, she's at the mercy not only of public opinion, but at the mercy of him. And as you can see, he is playing this game to a whole nother level. It's very rare that you see children get picked up by CPS with the police and elected officials. And not only them, that said husband is out there driving around also. It gets real tricky.
The game is real. The game is, and he's been playing this game for a long time.
Long time. Longer than she's been alive.
I mean,
get down to the meat and potatoes of it.
He's not he's seasoned. He's very seasoned.
He also definitely a powerful man though.
That's why I'm like,
she
you gotta play
her
your
cards
cards right.
But also, doesn't he have the power where he helps to determine certain judges?
Sure does. Which is why she has repeatedly tried to get numerous judges that they've tried to put in front of her removed, because when it comes down to politics,
he got the power
everybody's in everybody's pocket sometimes.
Right.
So
I just,
she's
that was
definitely
just
in a
my
lose-lose.
thing of like, man, I would not have put nothing on the internet until all this was over. Like, I get it, wanting to put your story out there, but it's like, for your children's sake,
but
and that this
she only
powerful
did it
man
because of
say,
this altercation about the kids getting abused. She didn't do this the day before. She didn't do this last week. She did it the day that day.
She did it when she got a threat from him via text message.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
but let me play it as well. So maybe she put up with a lot of stuff over the years, but then when the kids, but when somebody takes your child away, it's like now it's like I'm taking the gloves off. I'm taking them off.
Hell yeah.
It's whatever. I'm Mama Bear now. Like, it's on and popping. And you do this 3 days before our son turns 5.
I did see a video where they were at CC's or was it Chuck E. Cheese?
One of them pizzerias.
Yeah.
I know. The comments.
That's
before I got off social media, I was reading the comments and I was like, oh God, like the comments were just.
The comments is throwing down.
Oh
on
my
her.
God, they is going in.
I mean, do he not have a Nike jogger suit? He got to wear suits everywhere. I mean,
no.
He got to be professional everywhere.
But he had.
I'm just saying.
He want to be seen in a certain light. I seen you in regular clothes, man.
Like you said, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because seriously, like, the comments are mad disrespectful to her, and it's like a lot of times people.
That's what we do.
In our community, we have amnesia. Like, we knew it was wrong when it jumped off.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, back when, what I'm saying, everything was jumping off and Henrico and all that stuff. We knew it was wrong. We ignored those things. We ignored them. We literally watched a child be put in that predicament and we ignored it. We was like, all right, not my issue. We see the pictures. We like, oh, okay, yeah, everything's normal. No, it's not. We got to stop normalizing that stuff in our communities. We have so many young girls who a dude come up to them with a little bit of money, it's whatever. And it's because we as a community, we don't have a safe space for them. Like, that girl's getting ate alive on the internet when we knew she was a child when the situation jumped off.
We knew she was a child, that he was voted in. He's frequently in the communities.
He will. I say he's been there for me. personally. Like he's donated. I can't take that from him. He do the community thing. You see him. You don't see a whole lot of them walking around the projects. Door to door. But you do see Joe walk around the projects door to door.
So are we saying we take the good with the bad, or?
I mean, I can't take
This
that from
one
him.
is just ooh Lord.
This is a hiccup. I don't know.
I don't even know if I
can
can say a hiccup because I know a lot of people say, okay, she was a child in that situation, but it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, was she working for him? How they met?
She was an intern or something like that.
Right, and of course, I don't know what happened in the situation, but from my knowledge, her father and family tried to stop her, but it was like a situation of her saying, "Nah, I know what I'm doing." So it's like, what can you do in that situation if you have people in that person's life trying to stop the madness, but that child is like, nah, I'm grown, I'm doing what I want to do, and now we're here.
And now that she didn't have one child, 2 kids. She had 3 kids.
It's a terrible
If he
situation.
was doing all this stuff, she would have to step up and say, "Look, I want this to stop."
Well, I mean, she was a child too, though.
Yeah.
She was a child.
Fully doesn't develop.
The brain doesn't develop. I have a daughter. Like I would still every other day be on interviews saying, "Give me my daughter back."
Everybody ain't their parent.
But the daddy was though.
That's what I'm saying. The daddy was.
But the daddy was. Mr. Pride was. But when we say everybody ain't that parent, now you have a child who is going down this path, and instead of our community saying, "Okay, she done finally woke up, let's get her and these kids on the right path," we say, "Nah, baby, that ain't got nothing to do with us."
She knew what she was doing.
You should have made a better decision. That's hard for me to do because I made some jacked up decisions.
I just feel sorry for the man that supposed to did the abuse or whatever.
I just can't judge.
He might as well just go ahead and take his career and throw it out the window. If he is in the military, like they said, he might as well go ahead. Feel like he gonna be in boot camp because he'll be done in jail.
Yeah.
My biggest heartache is for those kids.
Because
that's the most important.
This is hard.
She loved them kids.
Yeah.
Like she was a mom. She was a mommy out and everything. I don't care how old she is. She was their mama.
We know. Well, we know how hard it is to take a child from his mother.
Yeah.
And that seemed like it was rather easy.
And I know they
with that.
questioned it. I know they wondered what's
he
going
is.
on. Yeah.
It was rather easy with that one. I mean, they could have that was a quick investigation.
Absolutely.
Very quick.
They could have just
when
said,
you think about
really
when
an
it hit,
investigation?
when you think
Was
about
it
when
really
it
an
hit,
investigation?
it was friendship. A lot of times.
Maybe they
that's
should have
what
just
it
said
is.
that the guy couldn't be around the kids right now. Let's at least let the mom see the kids.
Right,
Like, I feel
right.
that,
I would agree. Like he's banned
just,
from.
banned from being around the kids.
But you know,
or
when you
they have to have visits. They have
But
to
when
have.
you're in a position of power and your friends got your back.
when you know the laws and you know who make the laws.
But he also have a heart too, and I'm sure that he know that them kids are hurting. I would never want to see my kids hurt.
Yeah.
I would never want to see them hurt, even if I have to just get somebody to oversee a visit or something. See, that boy turned 5 years old. He looking around, his mom not there. At 5 years old, they have a man where they know what's going on.
Oh, they sure.
We don't want to traumatize these kids, so you know, it's real. We're gonna see how it plays out. It just
I just hope it's best for going both of you.
to me, I mean, I kind of saw this coming, not with the kids, but I mean with their situation. I kind of saw it coming.
The exposure.
Yeah. With that being said, we're gonna dive into irrelevance in the dungeon, and we all know that the hottest topic with the last 24 hours has been the Tyre Nichols situation in Memphis. We are aware of January 7th when he was pulled by police. Said it was a traffic stop for reckless driving, and apparently, I guess he ran from the police, and when he was apprehended or by these officers, they pretty much. Did we see the video?
Yes, I
I
did.
turned it off.
I have decided not to watch the video.
I really didn't want to either, Quita. But
I
just
can't contribute to my own PTSD.
yeah.
All I need to hear is that a police officer used unbelievable force against another human being. That's all I need to hear.
It's sad.
That wasn't a threat.
And
Yeah,
I've seen bad stuff. I've seen a lot of crazy videos and stuff just in my life, and that video was it was disturbing. I'm not gonna lie to you. And just his story, man. Just 4-year-old child, 29, skateboarder, does photography, just working at FedEx, going home. Like
his mom said, his favorite thing to do is to capture the sunset. with his camera.
Yeah, and in fact, on that video, he was calling for his mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he was calling for.
He was like minutes away from home.
Yeah.
And then I was reading too. He was 6'3" and 145 pounds.
Soaking
That's
wet.
small.
He had Crohn's disease.
Oh my God.
I
They was
mean,
tasing him.
145 pounds. And even if you didn't see the video, I mean, the 5 brothers involved with this were not small men.
At all. They were big.
And it doesn't take 5 people to subdue a 145-pound man.
Yeah, I seen their little goofy pictures.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I call it they're underpaid and they're upset about their jobs, so they take it out on innocent citizens when they do get a hold of them. That's my thoughts.
And
You don't think it's deeper than that? Sometimes?
I mean, it's
Some
deeper
of
than
them
that,
have,
but
like,
I'm just saying
like-
surface level.
Mental.
I think
Things
they're
going on,
underpaid and they're undertrained.
Yes.
Yes.
And they want this power. They feel like because they are police officers. Some of them take that badge
too far.
too far.
Mhm.
They do.
Straight
I
up.
think
Some of them take
also-
that power.
That's
that
like
badge
that's
too
like
far.
somebody who becomes like in a position of power at a regular job. You know what I'm saying? Who
Mhm.
wasn't a supervisor
Mhm.
before, and then they like, oh shit, I'm a supervisor. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna throw my weight around.
Yeah.
It's the same
I'd
concept.
be at
And I
work.
also feel
Frustration.
like in communities, we don't hold our
Our
police
people accountable.
officers and police departments accountable. Like, ask some people that you know, just a quick quiz on Facebook. Like, when's the last time y'all looked into the policies that are set up between your city council and your police department? Most of the time, people don't understand that there's nothing in those policies that say they cannot use
Excessive force.
excessive force.
Mhm.
Like, it don't say that. It doesn't. So many people are talking about qualified immunity, but people don't really know what that means. When you say qualified immunity, that means no matter what you do, you're going to get off. That is completely unsafe, especially in our communities that are already have a fear of law enforcement. So now we have a fear of law enforcement. So now you running around here like you Walker Texas Ranger just doing extra stuff, and we don't even know where to begin with to report that. If you really sit down and have some real conversations in your community, you are going to find at least 1 to 10 people that can say, yeah, you know, I done dealt with a jacked up cop and they done did something wrong to me, but, you know, it is what it is. No, we need to start holding them accountable. But we don't talk to our community members about how to hold them accountable.
The crazy part, the unit that these men were a part of is called a Scorpion Unit. And it's an acronym, and I'm going to read it out to you. It's the Street Crime Operation to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhood.
Wow.
That's the Scorpion
See,
Unit.
Now, when you say that, the Scorpion Unit, when we take it a step further and we go back to the history of where policing came from,
Mhm.
initially, policing was, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, initially when policing started, it was to help slave masters get their slaves back and help them kind of deal with that situation.
How has it changed? How has it changed?
And when you really think about that,
How has
that's
it
scary.
changed?
Mm-hmm.
That's real scary that we still have a type of mindset like that. That's why people don't understand the defund the police. Yes, it was a little bit excessive when you say it in that manner, but we do need to have a criminal justice reform.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
Yes.
Tell us about the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act.
Yes. So with the George Floyd Policing Act, what should be a non-negotiable is that police officers cannot use excessive force.
Right.
You know, if we want to take it a step further, LaSharice Aird, who represented us in the Tri-Cities area, worked her behind off to get the no-knock warrants dropped in Virginia. So you can't do that. That was something else that police were using in the wrong manner to just kick in your door. So now you're going to have to knock if you have a warrant and you want to do that. But that was LaSharice Aird. Just want to remind y'all that LaSharice is that girl and she's doing her thing. But when it comes down to the George Floyd Policing Act, we literally watched a man, like many have done recently with Tyre, scream out for his mother because a cop was using excessive force, whether that is putting your knee on their neck, whether that is you choking them out. You should not have to use excessive force in those situations. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there's going to be some officers that might look at this and say, you don't know what we're going through out here. Well, if that is the case, I do need y'all to get different types of training on how to be able to handle that situation. I was telling my mom the other day, I remember when, I was little and we were watching Cops. Them cops, they'll be like, they're getting away from me. They might do something like a flesh wound if they shoot the gun or something.
Not a kill shot.
Not a kill shot. Like, we're not taking it to your head or your chest. Like, they'll get that thigh meat and they'll get you lay down and you, all right, you did enough, officer. But now it's starting to become to where we are using excessive force to, as some people may say, prove a point, throw their weight around or things of that sort. That's dangerous.
My thing is with this has been going on forever.
Forever.
But within the last 10 years,
now we just record it.
It's recorded,
Yeah, right.
and the spotlight is bright.
It's real
But
bright.
with it being this bright, January 7th this year, this happened.
Yep.
So, are these people being trained, or they just don't give a damn?
They don't give a damn.
You got some
some people that don't give a damn.
I think some of them are being trained because we are able to watch police officers do it right. There are some police officers who are able to do it right.
And
So are they being trained wrong though?
I think that the bad cops are
that is exactly bad cops.
They're just that. They're bad cops.
But they're being represented as if they're not bad cops. Even on social media now, I'm seeing people saying he should have complied. He shouldn't have ran.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that still.
Absolutely.
With this situation.
People, they always gonna say that in the comments when especially when they see a black person
So it's one of
that's
them,
being
or
arrested. They're always
people.
gonna say you just need to comply. You just need to comply. It's not that easy because so many people have it wired in their mind. The police are not good. I don't care if you are good or bad. I just know you're not good because it's wired in
But at the same time, can you blame them after they watched all the rest of the
I don't blame
people
them.
die at the hand of the
Don't
police?
blame them.
And then it's five of them. Like,
It's
all
five
y'all
of them.
trying to get him down.
But have you also noticed on social media ain't nobody say Blue Lives Matter?
No, of course not.
I ain't say that once.
Of course,
I haven't seen that once.
And I haven't seen the usual suspects that always jumping up, running their mouth, defending whatever they do. They haven't said anything. I knew the shit was bad. When, excuse me, sorry, we got a guest here. I apologize. I knew it was bad when the police chief put out that disclaimer before the video even dropped.
Yeah.
So I was like, this ain't gonna be a good
But
look.
I knew it was bad when before the video even dropped, they were like, look, before y'all tear the city up, we done already charged them. We done already handled
They already
it.
knew.
And
like,
But the
don't-
charge isn't a conviction, so I don't feel like that's good enough.
That's what I said
You know
too,
what I'm
but
saying?
and it makes me think about George Floyd. Like it was not that easy for y'all to go ahead and arrest those officers, but because these were 5 black men, let me go ahead and make y'all happy. You're gonna lock them up.
But
I hate
you
to
gotta
make
also
it. I
understand,
hate to make it racial. Go ahead.
They had qualified immunity in Minnesota, so that was a real fight for the George Floyd case, because typically in that area, these officers are covered. That's why Chavis has such a long rap sheet of how many people he done did wrong. People was coming out the woodwork like, he did me wrong. But they had that there. You have to make sure that when these things happen, like you do a temperature check, like right now, everybody should be reaching out to their police department like, hey, do y'all got qualified immunity out here? Like, because the Commonwealth is different. Like, you got to ask those questions. How do you get that removed? How do you get that removed? First of all, most people don't understand that they have the power in their community, if they get enough people together, that they can ask for a civilian review board. So that when stuff comes in, because it's real hard, I always tell people this, with, let's say, for instance, y'all two, that's Big Sis. Y'all work together. Somebody come to you and say, Big Sis was on some wild stuff. How you going to hold her accountable?
I'm going to go to her.
It's going to be tricky.
Right.
Because that's Big Sis. You're going to be like, she wouldn't do that. That's the same way I feel about internal affairs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like homeboys checking homeboys. It gets weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I had that conversation with my 14-year-old because he had a kid that he knew that they were accusing of something, and he knew that he was in the same place with this kid at the time that the crime was taking place across town. So he comes to me because I have a criminal justice degree, and he's like, "So, Mom, this kid don't have a family. What do he need?" I said, "A paid lawyer."
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, "Well, he innocent." I said, "He got a record."
Yeah.
He need a paid lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, Mom, and I'm like, well, shit, at this point, I feel like I need to get you a lawyer because you was with him on the side of town that's opposite, but still you was with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest, this is how it goes. And he like, Mom, I just don't understand. I'm like, son, I don't even know the other way to explain it to you. But it is what it is.
But that's crazy because in a lot of our communities, a paid lawyer, that's like a golden ticket. A lot of times you can't find a lawyer sometimes in these communities that are willing to do that. Like as a community, we need to be starting to have real conversations with your local NAACPs, with you having a criminal justice background. You should be on a criminal justice committee. And you should be advocating for there to be more lawyers in your locality that look like you, that speak like you, that believe like you, and these young people that is willing to do pro bono work.
Right.
Like everybody mama ain't got it.
You right.
Like
That's
they
for a
really,
fact.
really don't.
You
And then
right.
you got all these kids, again going back to criminal justice reform. You got all these kids sitting locked up right now simply because their mama ain't have it. That's heartbreaking. But if you go into the jails, you go into Riverside, you will hear these. I didn't do it. I wasn't there.
Right.
But I didn't want my mom to have to go through all this, so I took the little plea deal.
Put up the
I
house
was scared
and
of
all that
trial.
stuff.
I didn't
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
I
Like,
didn't
this
know
is-
the law, so
it's
I
very
took the plea
much-
deal.
Yeah, it's very
Because the
much.
prosecution and the defense work together. They're a
Thank
team. They're
you.
the same people.
That movie, what is
All
it?
they
When
do
they
is change
see
sides
us.
of the courtroom, baby. That's all they
It
do.
should have taught us more. That movie was a game changer about those Central Park Five boys. When they see us, our kids are going through that, and it's heartbreaking.
I know right now with I mean, prayers out to that family, especially
Absolutely.
that child. Those guys are done.
Should be.
Yes, they should.
They're done, and like you said, they should be.
They should be.
The blackness in me is like, bro, like 5 of y'all.
Ninja,
on-
what?
What was
on
wrong with
145. This you couldn't. One person's gonna be like, hey, bro, just chill, bro,
Exactly.
bro, chill.
None
Like
of them,
you're not going nowhere.
I didn't watch the whole video, but none of them even tried to
He wasn't
intervene.
even
and
doing
stop.
that much in the video.
Man,
When I tell y'all, it's not like he was
tased him.
trying to.
Yeah, I seen the tape. I cut
Sprayed
it off.
him,
The tape
kicked him,
because his back, his
hit him
whole
with
body
the
was
billy
like,
stick. Dude was
They
punching him.
tortured him like he was a slave. Like,
Now I take it a step further. What if that would have been somebody who had autism and was mute?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not even knowing how to deal with this situation. Like y'all not.
And can't respond to
He
you.
can't respond to you, but y'all just beating him like it's going out of style, and that's the stuff we got to
and he
think
wasn't
about.
a threat. Like
Yeah,
they keep
I
saying,
was-
that's the
At
biggest
all.
thing. He was not a threat. He wasn't trying to swing at them.
Mm-mm.
He didn't have a weapon. Like what do y'all do all that?
They
time?
said they pulled him for reckless, but they still can't even determine why he was pulled if he was reckless
Sad
driving.
police
Exactly.
officer for
You know,
reckless
so,
driving.
my thing
It
is-
makes sense.
I was looking at a story. He was from Sacramento. He moved to Memphis maybe like 2020, 2021. It hasn't been that long. Was living with his mother and stepfather, working at FedEx. Like the Scorpion Unit again. And I'll tell you what the acronym was.
In Memphis.
Yeah. So now I see that there were some rioters last night. I see they had hit up or maybe a Hibbets or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. I get people upset, but these guys, they did lock him up. The police chief did speak against it.
You think he did that because he needed to save face? Or you think he did
No,
it
it wasn't.
because
It was
he
a
actually
lady.
felt
It was a black
I
lady.
mean, my bad.
Now it seems like she was really like she knew how effed up it was, and she pretty much was, condemning all the actions that those guys did. But I heard they did a protest on I-55 out there, blocking drivers. I feel like these guys are locked up. I mean,
Yeah, you also don't want the people that live there don't want to cause more.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
again, that
taxes
Hibbet,
gonna go up.
Yeah.
Breaking stuff, the taxes gonna go
that
up.
Hibbet had nothing to
Somebody's
do with
gonna
that
get hurt.
situation.
Somebody's gonna get hurt. Some people
Yeah.
just doing that stuff just because they want some tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Or they just want
Right.
to be.
I would
be a
ask
part
what
of
Hibbet
something.
did
Yeah.
with
Right.
They want to be a part of something.
Yeah, I could take some shoes, not that good.
No,
I
Size
do
11.
have a question
Size
real
11.
quick,
The views
y'all,
of Snuff
about
Magee.
this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know how working in corporate America, you have those managers, like we mentioned, that throw their power around. Do you not think, just like with the police force, they don't see those red flags before they hire them?
Of course they do.
I feel like they see those red flags in that person. Like you,
They
of
do,
course,
and
we're
they say
flawed
that
as
long
humans.
But you
way,
also
too. They
know,
say that
like-
But
long
you
way,
see
too.
that it is something that ain't right.
But like it's a shortage in teachers, so they just filling the spots. They definitely. You think they ain't doing that these days? Think
That's
about
wild.
it. During COVID, the George Floyd situation, the Breonna Taylor situation, that shit changed the game. You know what I'm saying? Even if they ain't saying it out loud, it changed. It hurt them.
Budget cuts, man. I think the background
That
checks
too.
aren't as extensive as they used to be.
Need to be.
They're not.
And it gets tricky because we say that it needs to be, but we also are living in a day and age where the police are, you still have some that are trying to protect and serve.
Yeah, we do have some good police
You
officers.
got some good police officers. I know
and
them.
this is not a knock on, like you say, the good.
Yeah.
Right.
But we have to shine a light on the bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like there's good people in the world and there's bad people.
Yeah.
Then we probably have some police officers that are the good police officers, but they scared to go up against
They
the ones
have
that
to speak
they
on
was
it.
not doing right
They got
because
to.
they fear like, oh, well, he's the ops, he's snitching, or he think he just
And they got the code blue. You
No
can't-
matter
you can't
where
break that
you
code
work,
either.
no matter where you work, there's good workers and there's bad
Bad
workers.
workers.
It don't matter if you're police, fire, food line. Shout out to food line.
Yeah.
Tahitian treat. But no matter where you work, there's always a bad.
EBT swipe for these
Huh?
books.
Yeah, I need that Tahitian. But
Just
there's always
understand,
bad
I'm
workers.
telling
And you got to shine a light on the bad workers. You see people fired at your job for being bad
But you
workers.
know, one of the questions when you first get hired, if
It's
you see
different,
one of your
though.
coworkers do X, Y, Z, what would you do?
And what would you say? You want a job, don't you?
I'm going to tell
But
on
you
you.
got what you say on that questionnaire?
Yeah, what you say?
I'ma tell on you.
What you
To
said?
this day, I'm going to tell on you.
Did you see what they said? If your mama was stealing, what would you do?
But you
Tell
know,
'em.
something like that is going to affect you at the end because you're stealing all this product, the insurance going up. We're not going to get a raise.
Yeah,
You got to get rid of the bad apples. I want my raise.
And it's bad apples
Even
in
if
every
you write a little
job.
note and slide
But
it
no
on the manager's
snitching is
door.
something that's prominent. So imagine how
Oh,
people
child,
feel. You know what I'm
about
saying?
that.
But no,
You may not be, but you were probably the 1 out of 10.
but that's no
see what
snitching
I'm
is
saying?
everywhere. That's what the police.
Right.
But when they
is
found
in
out
the
we knew
neighborhood.
and you didn't tell it, you're going to be fired anyway. So you might as well go ahead and tell them.
They're going to take you down with them.
Yeah.
Just slide a note on
You
the
was
manager
stealing,
door.
Fred, and I'm going to tell on
Man,
you.
I said, I'm telling you, you first quarter.
But yeah, like I said, I won't watch it again, and this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a quick one, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let me lighten the mood off of that one.
What
I'm
I
like,
what I
you
don't
doing
want
deep,
what
bro.
I don't want to happen
You
is
doing
I don't
deep
want them to
with that
target
one.
these people's families because of the mistake they made,
Mhm.
and that's
Right.
the issue I have with people because my sister committed a crime. Here you come, you want to come after me. I'm not I wasn't there. I don't agree with what my sister did, but that's the problem that people have these days too because of the 5 families. That's what I don't agree with them targeting the families, and I
Yeah.
see it happening. It happens every day. It
Yeah,
happens every day.
let's hope that
So
doesn't
no.
happen. Again, let me lighten it up right quick. What are we 2023? What are we watching right now? What TV shows? What's hot?
Will Trent.
I'm sorry,
Will Trent.
Will Trent. What's that on?
I forgot which channel it come on. I watch it on Hulu.
Oh,
So, you know.
she got a fire stick.
I don't know what they watching, but right now the hottest thing out is sidekick kickback. If I gotta watch them for the episode every day, that's what I'm watching.
I gotta
So y'all
watch
make sure y'all watch.
I like
them.
that plug. I like that plug.
Ah, that was on point.
All right.
You know what? That went over my head, y'all. I swear to God, I had to realize
You
what
said
you
I'm gonna
was
watch
talking
that.
about. I was like, wait, I heard nobody talk about that on Facebook.
You gotta get with sidekick kickback.
Look, I'm like,
With my broke
you
best
know
friend.
Now, Will Trent is good. Like, it started out, he's a detective, right? Speaking of the boys in blue. So he's a detective, and he basically launched an investigation on bad police officers and got a bunch of police officers fired.
wow.
So when he comes into the scene, he's working with an investigator, but he's like the lead investigator, and his boss handed him the case to bring down some people on the police force. Well, the girl that he's going to end up working with, he brought her mom down. So, like, they, like, low-key don't mess with each other, but they're stuck together on a case.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And he didn't even know that it was her mom.
And
So it's like, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been watching Sisters.
I never heard. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah,
I
You
heard
watch
people
Sisters
talk about
Snuff,
that. I ain't
you
watched
gotta
that
you
yet.
gotta get with it. Especially what you say with this relationship stuff you got going on, girl. You might can learn something. I'm telling you, you better look at it.
Harlem.
Get
So
some
what is
Harlem is
Sisters?
good too.
Harlem.
Harlem is good.
Yeah, I heard. I
It's
haven't
on
watched it yet.
Amazon. It's with Megan Good. It was a show that she really blew up in right after her divorce. But it's 4 homegirls who are just trying to navigate life in New York, and it is
See,
not
that's
easy.
gonna be.
So yeah, it's
Y'all
real
have
good.
to Megan, she back outside.
Yeah,
She could be the
Megan
married
is
one.
out
She's the
there.
married one right here.
Period.
Megan is back, honey.
Mel gonna be the
What?
one that
Period.
she don't know what she got going on today or
Listen.
tomorrow.
And all that stuff y'all had to
I'm the
say
one
about
that's gonna
her.
be like, girl, do what you gotta do. Forget that.
No,
But you know what
Okay.
I just binge watched, and it's really, really bomb. And I don't think it gets enough credit. The Shy on Showtime.
Mm.
that was something that got a lot of credit at first. So everybody was talking about it.
Like they're getting ready for the 6th season.
Yeah,
You know,
I
that's
never
not
watched
easy.
it. Everybody was talking about it.
That thing is good.
What?
And it also shows the complexities of low income areas navigating law enforcement, elected officials, working your 9 to 5, just everything you have to kind of juggle. So it's really bomb.
Snuff gonna have a whole playlist that you watch.
I haven't watched any of these shows that you all watch.
At least he's not watching any Heat of the Night.
Yeah.
I actually I'm back on season 4. I'm on season 4.
Nothing wrong with watching any
There we go. Thank you.
Because I be watching Westerns, reminisce about back in the day with my grandma.
And that's what
I need to watch it too. So
that's what we need.
Gene Archer, what y'all know about that?
That's what I'm saying. If Bubba was in Memphis, this shit wouldn't have happened.
You remember Bad Ox? The stove Bad Ox? I used to watch Bad Ox.
Back
He
in the
gonna
day.
solve. He gonna solve it. He gonna have a little briefcase. He gonna solve it. That's the.
Now I will say, what am I watching? I watched Tulsa King with Stallone. I watched that.
I need to catch up on.
Speaking of criminal justice shows, I'm always watching criminal justice shows.
Me too.
So I started watching Accused the other day.
Oh, that's the one with Theo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's the first, and what it is different cases.
Is it called The Accused or just Accused?
Accused.
Okay.
So the first case is a father being accused of helping.
Oh no, we're talking on the podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you asked us about the shows.
Yeah.
But it's a father being accused of helping his son execute a mass killing. So he found his son's journal, knew his son's plans, knew that his son was like this troubled kid. So his actual plan was to kill his son.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of killing his son, because right when he was about to kill his son was just like, Dad, I just want to go away with my friend to get my mind together. And when I come back, I'm going to go through therapy. You know what I'm saying? And before you ask, they are white. So, you know what I'm saying? So then he told him, he said, I just need this money to go on this trip. So basically they tried to argue that he funded the mass killing because he gave his son $10,000, which bought the ammunition, the guns, and everything that they had. They had on full tactical gear, him and his friend. Mm-hmm. The friend ended up surviving, but he shot the friend in the head. The son shot the friend in the head before taking his own life.
So each episode is a different scenario.
Yes. So I watched the first and second episode. So the second episode was this girl who was a surrogate. She was deaf. She ended up giving birth to this baby for this couple who couldn't have a baby. The baby came out deaf. Nothing to do with the surrogate. The mom had somebody in her family that was deaf. So the deaf girl felt like she needed to rescue this child because the child's deaf. So the dad wanted to get this surgery done. Now, whatever implant they put in their head, it can cause, for her, it caused her to have migraines. Oh, no. So she was saying, instead of trying to fix her to make her like you, teach her how to communicate with you. And the mom understood that, but the dad was like, no, I want my child to be musically inclined, you know what I'm saying? Da, da, da. So they got into an argument while she was there. This girl took her phone and recorded, like she uses her phone to communicate with people who don't know sign language. So she was getting all their words. So they're in a room arguing and the dad threw something at the mom and she hears the whole conversation. So she kidnaps the child. So she got arrested for child endangerment and kidnapping. The parents end up dropping the charge. Once she testified and told them hurt the son because her mom was a itch bag. And her mom, even in court, her mom spoke against her for the trial. But her mom was not emotionally available to her, did not try to learn sign language or help her or anything. So, her mom was rooting for her to go to jail.
This is all in one episode?
That was 2 episodes.
Oh, I'm about to say, God damn.
It was all packed in 45 minutes. I'm telling you, it was very good.
With you liking criminal justice on Hulu, have you seen Reasonable Doubt?
No, but I really want to watch it. But when I started watching it, I realized my 5-year-old didn't need to be in the room.
Right. It's once the kids go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, but this black woman is a lawyer and she's also separated from her husband. She got a new boo thing, or so she thinks.
Oh, wow.
And it open up. You gotta pay attention because when it open up, it take you so many different ways.
It take you so many
couple of minutes.
Sitting there, and I think it's only it's a limited series, so it was only 6 episodes. But baby, you sit there, you on this journey, and then you get to the end, and you like, don't play with me like that. So now we gotta wait for the next season.
I'm trying to understand. So why should the kids not watch this show?
It's a little sexual
because they get it. They get it popping. It's a
new.
Come on now.
It's not PG-13.
She has a new boo now. Come on now.
The scene came on and I was like, this is not LOL surprise. We gotta talk
that Gabrielle Union, that show that Gabrielle Union had. She was a lawyer, right?
Oh yeah, you talking about being Mary J?
Yes, but she was messing with that lady husband.
Yeah.
But
She's in another show now on Apple TV called Truth Be Told with Octavia Spencer.
Who, Gabrielle Union?
Yes, honey. And Gabrielle is giving the business. She is a black principal of a school that is also a lesbian.
oh.
Look at it's the face for me. It's the face for
When
me.
I say spicy,
Well, if y'all
Y'all
want to
got
live
me
a
at home
little,
watching TV. I ain't maybe do
I'm
nothing.
not
Look,
with you,
gonna be
man.
my
Go ahead,
exercise.
get it.
Yeah,
you
right
always
there.
say to me,
That's
what do
gonna
I
be my
do for
exercise.
myself?
That's
That's
my
what I
exercise
do.
right
I
there.
watch
Yeah.
myself.
I think
I'm about to
Gabrielle
give me a Ruka.
Gabrielle Union they can have a
Snuff
whole
getting longer and longer.
yeah. Nah, but they can have a whole episode based off Gabrielle Union and their
And her
their
stuff.
situation.
I'm ready to live with Mel a little bit.
But
What you
we're not
want?
gonna get canceled today. So
and this one to your list right here, Snuff. If you want to live a little, you gotta watch Love After Lockup and see
Honey.
how simple people is.
Simple is an
Okay,
understatement.
I know we was talking about the boys in blue, but these are the people that's up in there with the boys in blue guarding them. You know, I'll just give you a small preview. One that everyone is talking about on this new episode is Derek and Monique. Monique,
Oh Lord Jesus.
she is a plus size woman.
Ooh.
Okay, but the people are coming at her because she's way bigger than what's that?
Lizzo.
Dwayne. The
Derek.
Derek. There's his name, Derek.
She giving you bigger than
And
Lizzo
Derek
vibes.
was talking to a CEO recently. So he got caught up, but he left the CEO alone, but she followed him around town. Monique is pissed. She done spent
But she
$10,000
crazy.
on this man
She's
getting out of
crazy.
jail. But he came home with $9,000. So people had it wrong.
hold on, the show was based in the
Well,
jail or
I thought
outside of the jail?
So it's basically like the tail end of their sentence till they get out, so they can
Mhm.
record how y'all gonna interact with
Well,
each
it's
other.
two shows. It's Love During Lockup and Love After Lockup.
Because there's
So a lot of
women who
times you
are
can
in
catch some of these
relationships.
couples during the
During
lockup.
the-
It's
Wait,
not
so
real.
the
It's
people
not a
meet-
doc. It's real or
Oh, it's
doc.
a docu-series.
The people
It's
meet
very
Nick
real.
at
Oh.
jail.
I follow
And
Monique
that's
and Derek
the
on
one.
Facebook. I follow some of them on Instagram.
Why didn't he get his
It will
Instagram?
truly
'Cause I
give
heard
you
he
Ricky
was going
Lake
off on
1995
TikTok.
dollars.
Okay.
Derek.
So the women are taking care of the men before they get
Well,
home.
no,
It's not
Derek came
necessarily
home with
just-
money.
Yeah, but she was taking care of him since that first dinner was how much?
No, but I found out the show paid for that. She didn't pay for that. Yeah.
Well,
So-
she looked the
wait,
part.
wait.
Right,
I
no,
gotta
but
look
you
at
got
this
he didn't
stuff.
cash his check. That's why people watch that for the shock factor. You have to watch the next episode. She took us to the bank. That man came out of jail with $9,000.
But he had money before he went in,
How
and
do
he
you
put
have
away anyway.
$9,000 in
Right.
jail?
Exactly.
He was working and he was doing like
They got to pay to be in
Body-
jail now. So was he paying out of that 9,000? So he had more than that.
He went in jail. He was in prison.
Well, prison.
he was
You
in
gotta pay
feds.
the
Yeah, he
feds.
was in feds.
You still got to pay to be there.
So he had work
but he
release.
came home with $9,000.
He had work release.
Yeah,
or whatever.
something going on.
I don't know. He
Yeah,
said
I
he
know
used to
damn
do.
work
You know
release.
what was probably happening? Because he said he used to help people with their body, like doing not bodybuilding. What is it? He was doing personal training in jail. So he probably was getting people to put the money on.
So
his
he got
books.
more than that I have on the street. 9,000.
Yeah, he got more than what I got in my bank account right now. So that's why I said y'all talking about Monique, and he be going live with her on Instagram. He said he
I was
loves
about to
her.
ask you, do you think he
So-
really love her?
I do think he like
Because
Monique.
that be when I watch the show, my biggest thing be like, are these people genuine or are these
Yeah.
people gaming them? Because some of them get scammed.
Mhm.
But some of them actually like
Like,
Brittany
really
and what's her
catfish.
name? His name Marcelino. They've been like the longest standing couple that.
But look at Gabby and Michael. Michael got all that money
Joke.
from getting beat up in jail. Gabby spent all that money on getting her something snatched.
But his
and
mama
getting
and his
her
sister rude as hell.
Lips. But
His mama and sister
he-
rude as hell.
but
And
he
he
ended up
gave them
beating
money
her up.
too.
He
Yes,
going
he
back to
did.
jail.
No, he not going
He
back
on
to jail.
the
I
run.
just saw an interview. He's out. He did the interview with the lady. Gabby is lying. Gabby be
Oh,
telling
he
a
ain't
bunch
beat
of
her
lies.
up.
He
I saw
did
the
beat
video
her
of him
up, but
beating her.
Gabby, I'm not
He
condoning
did beat her
anything.
up, but
That's
I'm
what
not
we do.
saying
I'm trying to figure out what it
I'm not
was.
gonna say
Hold on,
anything.
I saw
Y'all-
the video of him beating her up.
No.
Well, he was dragging
I
her
don't
by her
want to say
hair.
anything.
Oh, he beat her up then.
I don't
You
want to say
started
anything.
this conversation.
I know, okay, y'all, because I don't want people like, what? No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying what he did was right, but Gabby's mouth was way too smart and she was lying to that man. How do you feel as a man coming home and your boo in the car talking about, well, I ain't got none of your $60,000 and I went and got something snatched?
No, forget that. Not about her. Not just him coming home to that. Him coming home and she don't pick him up. And
Because
then he catch
she
a
lied
bus.
about the car. The car was parked around the street. You got to walk 5 blocks to get to her house. She in the project. You done gave her $60,000. Where your money at?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got somebody
yeah.
else to beat her up.
Y'all have
He
mentioned
right.
all these. I thought so. Nobody's watching BMF. Nobody.
I'm watching.
I haven't watched it yet, but I wanted to check with y'all to see if y'all
Everybody
watched
been
it.
talking about
I like
but
it.
haven't
Is
watched
it-
I really like it.
Cause I'm behind.
You watched it since
I watched
season
it
one?
first.
I did a binge.
I watched the first
before
Power.
the second season. I need a show to get to the second season before I like invest myself in it. So once they said the second season is coming, and I had like a weekend for it to come, I did it, and I watched, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. The second season hasn't grabbed me yet, though.
So
I'm
this
not
is
crazy
this
about
is
it.
second season.
We
now.
in the second season
Okay.
now. It hasn't grabbed me yet.
All right.
Let me watch this because I didn't watch Empire. I ain't watch what's the other show
Oh,
I
I
was
love
watching.
Empire.
I didn't watch none of those
Scandal.
shows.
Did you watch Scandal?
No.
Oh,
I
didn't watch
Ah, come here. Don't do that. We gotta
Speaking
let
of
you watch
parenting and
that.
stuff, have y'all seen that new parent TV show, Parental Experiment?
Uh-uh.
So they take like 12 different parenting styles and put them in a room, and you get to judge the other parenting style. It's very interesting.
Oh,
So
my
is it all
girl-
different?
My
Like,
daughter would love
is it
that.
diverse?
She thinks my
Yes.
Is it
parents
diverse?
Yes.
trash.
Okay.
She's like,
Yes,
let's mix
you
it
got
up.
all different races, all different types of parenting styles, from strict to like they got child-led parenting. They have gay couples on there. They have,
okay.
the whole shebang. They got a
that's-
single father on there, a single mother. You know what I'm saying? And every week they bring down like 4 sets of parents, and they take their children through different obstacles. So like at first they started out trying to see if your child trusted you, no matter what your parenting style is.
Is anybody else watching Abbott Elementary?
I am.
Oh yeah,
I
I
love
like
that
that
show.
show.
That's
I
my
do.
show.
That
Abbott
show's so
Elementary.
stupid.
'Cause
Actually-
Why that's the only show we all watch?
I work in public
Right.
school, so to me, like that is spot
That show is
on
so
of our struggle.
So wifey thinks I got a crush on the
Quincy.
principal.
Really?
Oh no, not the principal.
Yeah, she's funny, man.
She's
She is
hilarious.
funny. She's funny.
Oh my goodness.
I'm mad that I think Quentin. I always call him Chris from Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
what they waiting on?
Yeah.
What they waiting on? Is it-
I'm glad Cheryl Lee got her flowers. Finally.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest show on TV to me.
Yeah.
It is.
I watched that one day when one of my TV shows went on, and I was like, "Geez."
I don't know why.
But I
she
couldn't
pertaining to
stop
school.
watching.
Nah,
it. Like,
you would like it.
I
You
can
would
make
like
my own
it.
reality. The school that I
Oh,
work
trust
at,
me,
I can make my
man.
own reality
Just give it a
show.
try.
And y'all gonna be watching me if that was the case.
Give it a try.
Jesus
Give it a
Christ.
try. But I'm behind on everything. Like I said, I watched the first Power. I didn't watch book 2. I didn't watch none of that
I have
stuff.
not watched none of that either.
Once Ghost
You know
left,
how
I was
like,
just like,
it's too many
RIP.
Fridays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like
Yeah.
it's just too much, and
I'm gonna check out this weekend. I'm gonna check out the new Eddie
Homies.
Murphy movie drop. You People. I'm gonna watch that.
I watched that
Oh, I
yesterday.
watched
You
that.
liked it? It was good.
I
It was
enjoyed it.
hilarious.
Okay.
And I
Hilarious.
enjoyed it. I'm glad that Lauren is back and she's still that girl. Like, contrary to popular belief, Jonah Hill is uncontrollably funny.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
his
he's a
timing
funny
is just
guy.
like,
Yeah,
But
he's
even
on-
her, she was funny
She
in that
was
movie.
hilarious.
She was
And
funny.
we're not. No, Snuff's not gonna get spoiled. No spoilers.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
That's the
next
one we won't
episode,
tell you
yeah.
about.
You know, they actually said they're making an ATL too. I don't see how. I seen that somewhere.
That's gonna be
What
corny, just like all those other. That's gonna be corny.
It depends on how they do it. Like, if they take this opportunity to show how those type of guys were able to get out of that situation and turn it around.
Well, T.I.
and
would
do
be a
something
perfect
positive,
example because he used all the words in Webster's
Yeah.
dictionary now. So
expeditiously.
You know.
So,
But
I mean,
hopefully they keep the same characters because y'all
Right.
know with the new movies what they're doing is taking these new like DC Young Fly and
yeah.
they
No,
like why
no.
y'all doing that?
It
Like
wouldn't be
that,
the
I
same.
don't want to see the house party. Somebody said it's good. I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
see
don't
it.
a lot
watch
of people
that.
saying it's good.
Why they ain't just get the they alive?
Did I watch
Get them,
that?
are they in the movie?
Have you
But they
seen?
so old.
Have you seen
Kid.
Kid and Play?
Yeah, I seen Kid. Yeah,
Man,
Kid.
them people are old and
Oh,
wrinkled.
that's why you saying that.
Yeah,
Rico.
like
When they
like
old,
if we
they could be like, y'all, these my grandkids.
No.
Anything.
they can stop by the nursing home to see them.
They
Like that's the way
definitely
Kid
old.
and Play look right now.
Are
Like,
y'all gonna
Like,
watch
they got
Bel Air
wrinkles.
season 2?
I like Bel Air.
I didn't watch Bel Air.
I like
I
Bel
did
Air.
start watching that.
Bel
That
Air.
was good.
Because to me, it's like Fresh Prince of Bel Air was just nostalgic.
But
It's so
did you
funny.
you watched it though?
I didn't watch.
No.
I watched Fresh
I
Prince
think
of
you
Bel Air. I
should
did not
watch
watch Bel
All
Air.
right,
think you
now
should watch
I
Bel
feel the
Air.
same thing about. I'm old school. I don't care about all the new stuff. But
Yeah.
Bel Air is good.
Okay, okay.
Bel Air is good.
It's
It's
worth
like
the
the
watch.
the real raw that they couldn't show on
Right.
TV back
I'm about to
in
say
the
that's
day.
what it's like the backstory of his life that you
Okay.
didn't hear
Now I
about.
have a preteen. Can I watch that with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Bel Air.
Okay.
Bel Air is
She gonna
good.
be like, Mom, it's time to turn it on. It's coming on tonight. Like, I'm telling you.
Okay. Bet.
I will say that was a pleasant surprise. And then Will almost.
She back there saying, "Told you she might have to watch."
Yeah.
She probably only watched it without me.
She like, Mama, you late.
Right.
She might watch a lot of stuff you don't know she watched.
And that's what I'm learning. It's like, you try to
kids.
safeguard your kids from stuff.
No.
And then I'm sitting there, I
Yeah,
come
the same
in,
way we
and
have
I'm
this
like,
conversation at
you
friends at
can't.
school, like, I
Yeah.
watched this with my mama last night.
I look
They
on
gonna be curious,
Netflix
they
and I'm
gonna
like,
know.
hold up,
Let
I
me
ain't
tell
watched
you
this
something.
yet. Who
Let me
watched
tell you
this?
And that's the thing. Like my son
I
has
went
an
to private
iPad.
school, and I learned a lot of stuff that my mama thought I didn't learn because I was in private school.
And
They
she's
share.
over there in the county,
That
and
don't
I'm just
mean
like,
nothing.
Oh, child.
She might well be in the city these days.
all
That's
these
how it
streaming,
is.
all these streaming platforms. I go on. I went on my HBO Max, and my son has an account. I'm like, well, hey, you know,
Like, what you doing?
because the ass in me when I was watching HBO when I was a kid. I digress.
I remember watching HBO, and it was on. The volume was on too because I couldn't watch.
And then you always had it on the last channel,
You had it on
just
the
in
last
case,
channel.
just in case somebody came in.
Going back to Nickelodeon, like,
Yeah.
I was watching I Love Lucy. Baby.
That Nick at Night.
Well,
Okay.
mine was Comic
Kids these
View.
days will never
Like I
know.
was watching Comic View very intensely,
God.
quietly, because you
Yes.
know at that time I was being bullied, so I'm like, I need
I need to learn how to
somebody to
talk.
teach me some jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Nah, it wasn't that for me. I wasn't watching comedy. I was watching,
I was
Cinemax.
never watching
Lord.
Comic View.
you was on HBO.
Little Cinemax after Live. You know.
He was
He
in
was
the
like
quiet-
down in the
he was
pit.
in the
I
quiet-
ain't
he was
saying
back into the
kids,
quiet
but I
storm.
be
It's
down
right.
there.
I'm in the quiet storm. He was back to listen to the quiet storm.
Go ahead.
Terrible.
Y'all laughing because y'all know what I'm talking about.
Go
Back when he used
Terrible.
to have what's the magazines they used to have
Listen.
back then?
The
The Playboy
The
magazine.
magazines they had the plastic over.
Nah.
That's so
Just to
weird
be
that they had
safe.
magazines
Nah,
back in the day.
yeah, Playboy was too classic. We had these the
Yeah.
trashy ones or
Yeah.
whatever.
He seemed like a penthouse kind of player.
Give me that hustle. Irrelevance in the dungeon. Shout out Smell.
Oh, shout outs. Look, I forgot about this part, but shout out to you, Snuff, for allowing me back down in the dungeon. You know, I miss this place, so I'm happy to be back. Hopefully, I'll come back again.
Yeah, we want you back. We want you back. I know these last couple years, man, with COVID and just, you know, sometimes life can get in the way. But this is the fun part right here. I love recording. I hate editing. That's all it is.
We'll be waiting.
Glad to have you back.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Mitchell.
I just want to shout out all the people that's out there doing the work and keeping this community going. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And shout out to my kids for letting me out the house today. Won't he do it?
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming to this episode. Again, we appreciate everything you're doing for the community. Keep doing what you're doing. Time management is everything. Health is wealth. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself.
Sir.
That's right. I'm gonna stay on top of you.
Yeah, she's not gonna let up on me. Yes.
Yeah.
TP.
Networking.
TP, are you with me?
I'm with you. Oh yeah, we got Snuff Magee.
Don't do it. Don't drop that God's property. Because I know her whole part. Like, are we ready?
She ready? When I
Are we
think
ready?
about
When I think about the goodness and the goodness of God. Are we ready?
But while we're on
Like,
that note, shout out to God first of all.
Yes.
I gotta shout him out first of all because without God, I wouldn't have the peace. I wouldn't be sitting here with y'all.
yes,
And it's
ma'am.
good positive energy I'm having. Shout out to Snuff for having me here. Taking Tink word. Shout out to her for bringing me here. And shout out to my sidekick, broke best friend. I can't leave her. I'll always include her in anything I do. So yeah, that's my shout out.
we appreciate you. You're very, very comfortable. Very.
Yes.
I can't wait to be Snuff Claus.
Snuff
Crunch.
character.
When
Yeah, Snuff character. All of that.
when it comes through. But we appreciate you.
I appreciate
Come
you.
back,
Yeah,
please.
just know y'all got a new big sister. I like the
Yes.
sisterhood. I like to bring people together. I like to network and make sure my people are good.
Amen. I appreciate you.
Again, saying Naquetta, appreciate what you're doing for the neighborhoods, for the community.
Absolutely.
We want Tink more involved.
I am involved more than what y'all know. I
Let
just want to tell you about that. Let me tell
But
you.
she is,
That's our sister.
yeah.
At the breast cancer
She
awareness,
did.
I was security and
And photography.
photographer and videographer.
Well, you're
and,
always,
And I had a table set up, so I was
She
wearing
owned it.
17 hats that day.
you're always security.
She did
Tink.
awesome. She did an awesome job. Shout out to Raw Talent because they
Hey.
didn't have my back. She had her son doing security. I was walking around with gift
He was
cards
taking the
and
score
money.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
we put on all the hats.
they did.
No
So,
doubt.
Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Always. We got your back.
All right, Miss Tink.
Okay, so I want to first shout out my broke best friend because she's been my broke best friend from day one, and I just want to let you know she turned 5 this week. So
Happy
big
birthday.
shout out to
Happy
little
birthday.
sis because she's a whole character. I'm telling you, y'all.
I'm gonna
gotta
wear a
bring-
suit. I'm gonna bring you some pizza
Not too much on
at Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
One of them pizzerias.
I'm crying.
I'm sorry. That
I
was
just got a costume in the car. You can go ahead to that over there what she had.
You know what I'm saying?
Sleepover.
Yeah, she having a sleepover,
you
so
can
it
put a
ain't over
costume.
yet. So
You got LOL in the car.
Y'all ain't getting me locked up. Let me come up, grown ass man
You
in
can
the costume.
escort it.
Pulling up on kids. That's not gonna go well.
they gonna take the piece and report you.
Yeah.
And that his
Like, we don't
nickname
know
is
him.
Snuff.
No,
Mhm.
for real. Some of the adults like the costumes. They like the people in costumes now.
Oh.
You might get a whole lot of fans.
Uh-oh.
The adult fans. You think about that.
Right.
You think
He
about
said
that. I hope your wife ain't listening.
Go ahead and say the
But
thoughts
happy
and TP
birthday.
do not reflect.
Yeah, but
That
happy
irrelevancy
birthday.
does.
Happy
Yes,
birthday.
yes. So first and foremost, of course, shout out her, and then shout out our talent, shout out my wonderful sisters right here with me on the bench today in the dungeon. I guess shout out Snuff for having us. But, you know,
You got your fiance.
save you for last. And first and foremost, shout out Vaughn.
What up, Vaughn?
Yes, Big Vaughn. He with all
Big-
the
that's
kids.
my brother.
So we're gonna shout out and pray for him right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Vaughn sent me he sent me a TikTok the other day. It was I forget what the message was or whatever. You know, like people to be sharing stuff all the time. And it's funny because I got a older brother, and he was like too cool for Facebook, too cool for IG, never had social media. He's got a TikTok.
Oh,
He turned back.
Yeah, but with your kids, like kids love that stuff.
you gotta be on that stuff now.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want it. My son be like, "You seen my IG?" Even if I watch it, I'd be like, "Nope." Because
It's
I don't
crazy.
need to let you know I'm watching it. You know?
These kids, they're sponges, man. They're smart, man. They adapt to these social media stuff, these video game stuff. Now I just feel like the old man because I'm getting lost with some of these things now. But I appreciate y'all coming through today.
Thank you for
This has been
having
a
us.
great. I try to make it an hour, but I just had to let it ride.
We had
So
too much
y'all can cuss
No
me out
limit
after
on
the show.
fun.
You can't never get to an hour.
Nah, I mean, we have goals and we try.
There's no limit when you're having fun. You
Yeah.
got good energy. No limit.
We try. I want to shout out our guest in the back for being so patient with us. I know she like,
Man, thank you, baby girl.
Yeah, she ready to get on away from here.
She over there watching. She what she
She
gonna
on
watch
my
next.
she on my iPad.
I will
She
say,
on my-
enjoy your youth, being grown and all it's cracked up to be.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Snuff ain't give her the password. See,
Oh, I'm so yeah.
Yeah,
You
in
are.
the dungeon.
You're
with
in the
no
dungeon.
that's why he could be the
Yeah.
Grinch.
Dad in the dungeon. I still disagree with that. Right now, he's still on his best behavior.
Yeah.
After the
You
5
is
minutes has
putting
been
it on,
over,
sis.
I disagree with that. Snuff, I got your back. I ain't gonna let them back up.
Snuff claws are gonna be coming.
He ain't never been
choose
this
to say,
nice.
Snuff, keep on laying down and waking up.
Keep on laying down.
That's
waking
all I
up.
got to say, because you going to see when you come back.
That's why we remain unfuckwittable.
Okay.
This motherfucker, she done made a T-shirt and everything. She stole my damn
Like, I use
word.
that hashtag for every post to make sure he couldn't use it. I wouldn't have made a shirt with the 2 days of saying it in the dungeon, just so he couldn't get it.
That's how they do, Pat. It be your own people.
It was my words, though.
Right up under here.
It was my words.
It's 2023, so we ain't doing that. We ain't doing the pediment.
That happened in 2019.
That's why we right here
Yeah. Was that
2023.
pre-COVID?
2020. Yes, it was
Yeah,
pre-COVID.
that's crazy.
He told me, Benny, I said it in the dungeon and belonged to
You
him.
should have kicked her out the dungeon. Kick her out the classroom.
Man, Tink come to this motherfucker. She'll go live and everything. You know, she
Hey,
take
y'all.
over gang.
It wouldn't be her. She they laugh.
Yeah.
They laugh.
But once again, I thank y'all for coming. We got to do this again.
Yes.
I like the all women's
Absolutely.
panel. I felt like I try to hang with y'all. Y'all try to bully me a little bit, but I feel like
I hate your back though, not me.
yeah. Well, you know how Tink do.
We had 3 for 2.
Yeah, I did good. I didn't.
Did you say you know how
I
Tink
did
do?
today.
Why was my name doing? Why
Because
was
you
the
was
problem
messing with the
child?
camera, shaking the camera, all
Oh
that
my
stuff.
God! I told
In
him
the
sit me in the
dungeon.
middle where I normally sit at. You know what I'm saying?
You moved there first?
I asked you where you wanted me.
All
and you
right, we in the
said
dungeon.
you
We are.
wanted
It ain't nothing.
Kels, we need you next time. Come on.
All right, come on, Cal.
Yeah, shout out Kel,
Where you
man.
at, bro?
I need somebody to say, I'm crying.
Mhm.
Mocking me.
Get the old gang back together.
Yeah,
yo.
we got to do this real soon, man. Once again, this is Relevance in the Dungeon. I am Snuff Magee, joined by...
MelTheLipStickDiva.
Naquetta Mitchell.
I am Miss TP.
Miss Tink.
All right, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.